2021. You like how I did that? I try to make it youthful and cool. A 2000 and what? That's like something that Dave Coulier would have done as a guest host of some type of America's Funniest Home Video knockoff show. He would have said, hey, folks, 2000 and what? 2021. Well, I got news for you. If Dave Coulier was watching this right now, you know what he would say to me? He would say, cut it out. This intro, not great, but I'm going to tell you what. I am so capable of turning this around that I'm coming in 9 on 10 confidence. I am James. You are you. We are here for the midweek episode of What? At Home with James, live on where? Twitch.tv/who at home with James. You see, I'm the type of guy, I do the joke. It doesn't work. I make fun of it. I go right back to it. I don't care anymore. I've been Pfizered, so it means I can do whatever I want. I want to do my bad jokes. I'll do them. I want to take a walk at 9:45. I could. I won't. I'm a law-abiding citizen, but I could if I wanted to. I want to pet somebody's dog uninvited. Guess what? I'm going to scratch that dog under the ear, under the chin. I'll grab the dog's tail. Dogs don't like that, right? People love doing it. Kids love doing it. You don't do it. But I tell you what, I could if I wanted to. This is what I call a fired up and feisty intro because there is a lot, and I mean a lot to get through tonight. Let's talk about what there is to get through. As mentioned, on Monday, I got vaccinated. So I'm riding the high, not because I feel impervious to 19, because let's get it out of the way. You might feel strong and powerful. Folks, you can still catch it. You know that, right? It's not a ticket to ride. If you're Paul and the boys, you can still catch it. But I'm going to tell you what I'm most excited about. I don't have to go to the Click Santé website anymore. I don't have to do research on, well, maybe I can go to the pharmacy or maybe I can go here. It's done. I'm relieved that I never have to watch another press conference from my boy, Mr. Frank Legault, digging, harvesting, and mining for information. It's done. That's why tonight's big. But in addition to that, I have an update on something that we spoke about last week. Now, if you were not here, you're going to see something that may shock and disturb you. So TW, as the kids like to say, because I'm a kid at heart. But if you have seen this before, you'll know that this is truly unsettling. Last week in the mail, I received this. It is a postcard featuring what looks to be a handsome man, a woman in the sky, and then if you lean in a little closer, a burning group of people. I thought, who's sending me this? Once again, you'll read that it said, roses are red, violets are red. What's that back part again? I set your family on fire. XOXO. Last week, I was trying to figure out who sent me such disturbing mail. And I'll be honest, I thought it was funny. I got a good laugh out of it until I checked my mail yesterday. I assure you, this is not a prank. This is not a ploy. I received a second piece of mail. Now, I'm going to tell you something. First time around, I got a postcard. Second time around, the sender has gotten quite lazy. This is a half a piece of paper. This one reads, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm always, what is this now? I'm always watching to see what you'll do. The writing has gotten a little lazier too, very squiggly. This is kind of a serial killer writing. But I didn't get just a piece of paper. I also received, I would say, 20 to 30 drawings of eyeballs. Here's a couple samples. I'd also like to say that the eyeballs are all different. There's no eyeball that's one and the same. Each one comes with many or not so many lashes. These are 3 of 20 to 30 to 35. Once again, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm always watching to see what you'll do. XOXO. So we haven't found who is sending me this mail. Now I'm going to tell you this. If you hate me, if you're out to get me, as my boy Dwayne The Rock Johnson said on many, many occasions, just bring it. Just bring it. I am vaccinated. Half, anyways. I'm ready for whatever comes. You want to set my family on fire? I'm calling your bluff. Show me the gasoline, and I'll show you some of that mean. I wish I hadn't said that. I was on a roll. I don't like that rhyming, but I did it. Who's on tonight's show? Maybe people that are responsible for sending me this hateful mail or not. We'll get to the bottom of it much later on. We're going downtown with Alex Brown. Is she going to be wearing leather pants? You'll find out when I do. Also here tonight, Thomas Barnwell. Before we get into all of that, because it's so big, we are celebrating the final night of Ramadan. And there's been one man who has pushed himself to the limits in the name of gaining perspective on life and a variety of things. Let's bring him in. He is the one and only Andrew Assaf. Andy.
James.
Happy end of Ramadan.
Happy Ramadan. Eid Mubarak. Happy Eid, which is tomorrow. James, the end of Ramadan. Some say the Christmas of Ramadan. I don't think anyone says that, but James, we're about finished. My container of dates. The holiest of foods. I have done 30 days of fasting, James, and we are here, and we are done.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, first of all, happy end of Ramadan, happy Eid. You are celebrating by breaking your fast by eating dates, and tomorrow you'll be continuing to celebrate breaking your fast by going on dates and then having sex.
Okay, well, I don't know where you've read that or where you thought that up, James, but I have finished my month of Ramadan where, of course, I fasted during the day. I haven't been drinking. I haven't been eating pork. And most importantly, I have not been having sex. So no sex has been had this month.
You're cleansed. You are cleansed.
I am a pure being of light, James. I feel great. I feel like in touch with, my culture, my God, and the moon feels powerful now. The powerful moon God has blessed me, James. I'm so happy. But also, James, aside from the wonderful events of tonight and tomorrow, big news, I got vaccinated.
Okay, so are you down with the Mo? Or are you a Phi guy?
So this is interesting. So this is a little bit of a story, a little tangent here, but I actually got mine from my doctor, my personal care physician, which you've had on the show. I wanted to remind you he had a great time. For those of you who don't know, my doctor is Dr. Jack Nasty.
Well, your doctor is Dr. Jack Nasty?
Yep. He's been my doctor. He's been my pediatrician since I was very young. Great guy, such a good doctor. He actually had his own...
I'm going to say I don't know if I'd trust this guy around kids.
Well, I trust him with my life, James, okay? Because he came in... It's been a little hectic here in Ontario.
I'm going to say this, too. Knowing how you've turned out as an adult, knowing that you spend time around Dr. Jack Nasty, it's all making sense now.
James, it makes sense when you have good health care. You feel good. You are good. And this is great because, James, it's been a shit show here in Ontario to try to get a vaccine. And he had his own special private batch. And I think it was the vaccine that was developed in Cuba. In any case, I got it. I'm feeling great. It's great. Eid Mubarak. Let's do it.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're safe and sound. Andy, because it's the end of your fast, I have a gift for you.
Ooh, I'm very excited, James. Yes.
Now, I'm going to give you something that I never thought I was going to do. I thought I was done with them. We've done a bunch of them. It's over and out. We have gone to the well one too many times. But for you, I'm going to go back on my word. I'm going to retract something that I said. I'm going to renege. So, I mentioned when I promoted tonight's show on the old Instagram that I had a programming announcement.
Okay.
And this ties into the gift.
Okay.
Andy, in 1 week from tonight, right?
Yes, it will be
we are going
the 20th.
We are going to celebrate your life with the final at-home birthday special episode. After this, no more birthdays.
What? I get the final one?
We've had Steph's, we've had Dave, we've had Carla, we've had Dimitri, we've had Connor. Unfortunately, we had mine, which still goes down in history. Worst birthday episode. maybe worst birthday in the history of civilization. Right?
Okay.
We're going to end things with a bang, which is perfect for you. You love banging. A birthday episode for you 1 week from tonight.
Oh, nice. I'm so stoked. I'm going to go.
I got an additional gift.
Okay.
Andy, I may even try to give you the night off from teching. You might not even have to tech your own birthday episode.
Oh!
Right?
Oh! I don't think the chat knows how like ironclad our contract is. It is like worse than the working conditions of Amazon factory workers here. But I am so excited. I am so stoked. James, I'll be there, man. I will be there, and I'm honored. Oh man, James, has your arm felt weird since you got your vaccine?
Well, yeah, you mentioned it, and I talked about it. I had very, very subtle arm pain. I know people that were put through the ringer with it. Really not that bad.
Okay, sorry to distract from. This is great news. I'm so excited.
You're feeling side effects. Is that the only side effect?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. Like feel a little lightheaded, you know.
If I'm recognizing correctly, it looks like in this moment you went from happy and exuberant to kind of concerned and a little pained.
Yeah. I'm having a bit of like wet mouth. Like I've never had that before. So I had, opposite of dry mouth. My mouth is very wet.
Right.
But I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's totally normal. The nurse said that could happen. So I'm good. I'll be here all night, baby. Let's go. Happy Eid, everyone. Eid Mubarak. And I'll be behind the boards, spinning the hits.
All right. Well, we'll check in a little bit. I don't think you have anything to worry about with these side effects.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
I'm fine, and you're fine. We're all fine. Andy, we'll check in soon. Okay.
Yes, my captain. All
right, my youngster. Let's say that once and never again. Now, before we welcome our first guest, I have to let's talk about the elephant in the room. For months and months and months, people say, James, you're the type of guy, you don't read the chat, you don't look at the chat, you don't engage with the chat. I saw something in the chat, and this might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in the chat. Now, when I have the guests on, when I have Andy on, I try not to laugh. I don't want to distract. I have to go to something that the one and only Sid Rock mentioned as I was going on and on about the person sending me a threatening mail. He wrote, I'd say if this stalker wanted to remain unseen, the best place to hide from James is this chat. He got me. This guy got me. I want you to consider my ass officially blasted. He nailed it. Sid, you are now, I am your property because you owned me so hard. Let's welcome our very first guest this evening. The term gentleman gets thrown around a lot. But this man is a true gentleman. Let's welcome the one and only Thomas Barnwell to the show. Thomas, how's it going?
Great, James. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing fine. That letter, this mail that I'm getting is people think that I'm making this up, right? And I don't blame them. I'm the type of a con man that might throw something like this together for the show, right?
You'll do anything for attention. So.
Yes, you get it. Like, Thomas, you understand me, right? I don't want to say that I'm someone that loves the spotlight, but I do. I love performing. I love hosting this show. I love being surrounded by friends that are like-minded performers as well. Can I ask you, do you think that on any level I have doctored these mail items for my own entertainment gain?
I do.
You be honest. Be honest.
I don't, and I suggest you buy a gun and move. So.
Okay, so you think? Hold on, now let me start taking some notes. You must be a gun guy, right? I imagine you got a pretty good gun collection.
Yeah.
Now, what type of gun should I? Any right wing people tuning in right now? They're like, I was hoping they'd talk about guns tonight. What type of gun should I buy? If I had to buy a gun,
a Glock would be good.
Okay.
It's a good starter pistol.
Yeah, okay, a good starter pistol. Okay, right now that takes 6 or 8 bullets.
That takes 8.
All right, okay, so I'm buying a Glock, right? And where should I move?
Anywhere where this person can't write to you. I don't want to. In fact, probably a lot of your friends are gonna distance themselves from you.
Yeah, I like my family is already in danger, right? They have been threatened to be set on fire. Now I'm being watched, which it could be fun and playful, right? People watch the show. Maybe, I've seen a lot of the Netflix documentaries and the true crimes. The Son of Sam one just came out. I'm going to watch that one.
Yeah.
If watching these true crime documentaries and on a much lower scale, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, if it's taught me anything, I have to read between the lines.
Yeah. You ever see the movie, the Clint Eastwood movie, Play Misty for Me?
No, I haven't. Should I watch this and will it help me?
Well, since you've been receiving these letters, maybe you shouldn't, but it's a similar situation.
All right.
Clint Eastwood is a disc jockey and he's getting these letters and requests, and it turns out it's this murderous woman. Yeah. So,
and when you think about it, okay, so I was not aware of this movie. He's a disc jockey, and his voice goes out to thousands of people. I'm an online streamer, and my voice on a good night goes out to dozens of people.
Yeah, but you're an online celebrity among those dozens of people. So.
Look, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Thomas. Now, can I? I'm gonna change.
That's why I'm a gentleman. I'll try to boost you if I can.
Look, and that's why I'm gonna have you on next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. I would have said this Friday show's booked. Thomas, you mentioned Clint Eastwood. Now we don't prepare these segments. We go off the cuff. There's nothing's off limits, right?
Right.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you do a halfway decent Clint Eastwood impersonation. Is that fair?
To you, punk. No, I don't.
Now that was quite good, right? Now that was quite good, right? I feel like you can really get a lot out of this. If we were to do some type of Clint Eastwood style movie spoof comedy show, I think that you would tear the house down as Clint Eastwood.
I think, a couple of people have mentioned to me that I resemble Clint Eastwood, and I don't see it at all, except that we were both born without lips. So,
okay, so outside of that, you feel that there is no resemblance. Now, Thomas, can I throw a couple lines of dialogue your way, and you give them to me in your best Clint Eastwood to see if my suspicions continue to be accurate? Can we do that? Are you okay with that?
Sure.
All right. So the first line of dialogue I'd like to give you as you perform it in your best Clint Eastwood is this line of dialogue is, you promised that these donuts wouldn't be stale.
You promised these donuts wouldn't be stale.
All right. Okay. So pretty good. I would give that one 8.5 out of 10 on the James scale. So you've got 8.5 Jameses. Okay. Let's continue. We always see Clint Eastwood in this really menacing type of situation. What if you were to provide us perhaps with the softer side of Clint Eastwood, right? So how about this? I wasn't expecting breakfast in bed.
I wasn't expecting breakfast in bed.
Now, I got to tell you something. I'm sure people's hearts are pounding out of their chests right now, both from a romantic standpoint, but also maybe a little scary, right?
Yeah.
Because I can imagine if that was a movie, it's he's waking up in bed and someone who's out to get him is standing over him once again with a Glock locked in, and he's got kind of a smarmy, smart-mouthed answer. Now, people say I don't refer to the chat. I just noticed something. We've got something coming in from One Busy Lizard. They're saying, make him squint, James. So we're going to do one last Clint Eastwood. Let's get a little squint going here. We have our last line of dialogue.
Yeah.
What I want to give you something that's kind of topical right now. So the line of dialogue I want to give you is, I'll be honest, I'm a little worried about the AstraZeneca.
I'll be honest, I'm a little worried about the AstraZeneca.
10 on 10. 10 on 10. I think what we were missing that could take us from that 8.5 to the 10, one busy lizard. They said we need that squint. So that was the missing piece to this. Now, we're talking about impersonations. Thomas, off air, everyone was taking turns doing a couple James impersonations. Now, we've talked about this many moons ago on the show. I would say at this point, it has to be close to 2 years at the old Montreal Improv, not to be confused with Montreal Improv, because they're two separate entities. I walked into a green room. You were wearing a winter cap, a beanie. You had your glasses on. Without any prompt, you impersonated me to my face. Now, at the time, I thought, this guy's got a lot of balls.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it because, and I mentioned this off air, I'm not the type of person that people like to, as the grown-ups say, take the piss out of, right? If you're a grown-up across the pond, as the Brits like to say, they would say, people don't often take the piss out of me. And I really admired it. You just did your Clint Eastwood. I would like to see if you would like to, once again, give us some lines of dialogue that I would say, but also at the same time, I wouldn't say. Are you up to this challenge, Thomas?
Sure. Why not?
I love it. Now, you seem a little bit more reticent than you did as Clint Eastwood, right? Now, let's face it. I'm big enough to know I'm a pretty intimidating guy.
Hey, I'm doing a bigger star.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, in the Twitch world, I am a bigger star than Clint Eastwood. But the pressure's on now. So we just did 3 lines as Clint, right? The one off the top is very menacing. The second one, the softer side. And the third one was topical. So we're going to do the same thing. This first one, Thomas, the floor is yours. I would like to allow you come up with any type of line of dialogue that you want, that you think I have said or I would say in your best James. So again, the floor is yours. There's no rush. Whenever you're ready, you hit us with it.
You know, I got this letter.
I like it. It was fast and to the point, right? You.
Is it for real? I don't know. You people know me.
This is good, right? Got some gesticulation. You've got the tone there. But I think now we have to explore. You even got the pen in your hand. We have to explore the softer side of James. Now, I'm going to give you this.
If we can be serious for a moment.
This guy, this Barnwell guy, he's got balls, and I love it. I'm going to give you something from the softer side of James. This is something that I 100% said to someone that I was seeing. Now, I'm no longer seeing this person, and perhaps
it was because of this remark.
No, what I want to say, it's not because of this remark, but perhaps what is behind this remark laid the foundation, right? It goes a little something like this. This is the softer side of James. In the midst of joking around and teasing, this person said, maybe we don't make jokes about this. And I said, this is what I said. I want you to do your best to impersonate this. I said, I can't promise that I'll never do it again, but I promise you that I'm going to try my best not to do it again. So whenever you're ready, you give me any version of James that you want. Softer side of James. I can't promise that I'll never do it again, but I'm promising you that I'll try not to do it again.
Did this happen in bed?
No. You know what? It didn't happen in bed, but the fact that
but it might as well have happened.
You know what? At this point, why not? Right? Let's say it happened in bed. Right, Thomas? You're the artist here. You give me your interpretation of this. Thomas, whenever you're ready, you take it away.
You know, I know you're upset. I can't say that I'll never make fun of it again, but I'll try not to make fun of it again. Hey, at least I'm being honest.
Now, this is interesting because it was almost like that one really reads like maybe like the last line before the credits come in like a 90s sitcom, right? It's that one very unsuccessful sitcom. It's like maybe you get 8 episodes out of it, got canceled. Look, when
Me
I said
doing an imitation of you is an unsuccessful sitcom.
it was
Come
again
on.
unsuccessful. It was unsuccessful because at the time and this is why I say this, at the time it was sincere. And I will say this, and people can believe it if they want to. The way it must have been the way that I said it and the sincerity. The person that I said it to, they were truly touched. They were touched
Oh,
about how I presented it. And I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, it didn't make a GD difference in the grand scheme of things, right? I like your interpretation of it. You're the artist here, as I mentioned. Okay, so for the final impersonation, we've done authentic James. We've done the softer side of James. Now we need contemporary James, right? What's something that James would say in real life, right? Once again, the floor is yours. Unless you want for me to give you a line of dialogue, as I did with Clint Eastwood, I can do that. But if you want to have your kick at the can, Thomas, you do what you want.
All right, I'll try to come up with something.
Here we go. For the final time, Thomas Barnwell impersonates James McGee.
Hey, why don't you just DM me, as the kids say, and we'll take it from there. No pressure, no pressure. I'm not the kind of guy that would pressure you.
Now, this is interesting because this one seems like I'm trying to cover up possible perverted behavior.
No less than the last one.
No less than the last one. So this is interesting that when people impersonate me, it's almost as if they're doing it. Look, I'll tell you what, I like when people have their take on things. This is almost James from the perspective and the point of view of a pervert, right?
From the point of view of a pervert, like
that's
you're saying I'm the pervert?
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying that you're doing James as a pervert, right?
Gee, I didn't think so, but if that's what came across, okay.
As from one artist to another, I'm open to interpretations, right? My skin is as thick as the hide on a cow.
That's good because I think we're one artist short. If you get my drift.
Thomas, look, this means that you've done a 10 on 10 James because no one in the chat gave you any notes as they did with your Eastwood. In fact,
turning off. Yeah.
In fact, coming in from the chat right now, our friend Naive Adventures, quote, "You actually sound like that, James." That means, Thomas, 10 on 10 Eastwood, 10 on 10 James, 10 on 10 appearance, 10 on 10 segment. How do you like them apples?
I passed the audition.
You passed it. That means you get to come back. Every time people come on the show, it's the audition for the next time, right? This is going to be part of my Barnwell impersonation now. I'm going to call this the Barnwell Boogie. You are officially nominated for a 2021 At Home Award for Best Dance Move, the Barnwell Boogie.
You need the overbite.
Look. Oh, yeah. Thomas, look, we did it, man. Another night in the trenches, and we reached the mountaintop. Anything before we say goodnight?
That's it. I had a bizarro dream about Andy Assaf driving through the Palais des Congrès in a Volkswagen.
Okay. Did he have clothes on?
Yes, he was wearing clothes, but he asked me for directions, and I said, "You're in the Palais des Congrès. What are you doing?" So,
I'll tell you what makes this an inauthentic dream is this guy would never be driving with pants on.
Okay.
But that's a story for another night. Maybe his birthday episode, write that down. Andy Exposed. Thomas, look, thanks for being here, man. I love when you come by, and we're going to do it again.
All right. Thanks, James. Take care.
That's Thomas Barnwell, and this is the Barnwell Boogie. And I think we do a whole, remember that Chicago Bears song from the 80s? We do like a whole rap song. Ba-da-ba-da-ba, the Barnwell Boogie. Boogie. What rhymes with boogie? If you want a coffee, 2 cream, and some sugar, that's when you do the Barnwell Boogie. boom, boom, boom. That's me beatboxing, right? I never claimed to be good at this or anything. Let's check in with Andy, who's going through the. Oh God.
Oh God, James. Oh.
Andy,
I am
yeah,
feeling hot, James.
You're feeling okay. So you're telling me you've got more symptoms and side effects from the vaccine? You're rubbing Vaseline all over yourself.
Yeah, no, it's getting hot, James. I gotta say, whew. You know, I started to feel a little itchy. Mm-hmm. But I also felt a little bit more, relaxed, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, are some of the other side effects vaping and wearing sunglasses?
Well, this isn't a vape. I'm about to smoke it, James. That's a new update for you.
Are you also Vaselining your hair?
Yeah.
Is your hair feeling a little hot right now?
Everything's feeling a little hot now, James. You know, James, I luckily have my Thrive male dehancer medication, so I'm just gonna take a couple of these.
Yeah, you might want to hold your head back.
I'm all out. I'm all out, James.
Andy, I hate to tell you, it looks like you're in a bad way now. I've seen a lot of these.
I'm sure it's just fine. I'm sure it'll clear up. I'm sure it's normal with the vaccine that you start feeling some symptoms.
Yeah, are you sure you didn't take anything else? Like, I don't know, a case of beer?
Oh, no, James, that would be against Ramadan, not drinking.
Yeah. So, it sounds like maybe you're not so much going through. Who you calling there on that giant cell phone?
What?
So who you calling there on that giant cell phone?
Oh, no one. I was just because I remembered that I was gonna go borrow my friend's car. I had somewhere to go be, so.
Yeah, you're gonna borrow your friend's car. You got somewhere you got to go be. It sounds like you're not so much having side effects from COVID as much as you are letting loose after Ramadan.
Just letting my pants off.
Yeah. That's why I was telling that Barnwell, if it was an authentic dream, you wouldn't have had your pants on.
He dreamed about me?
Yeah.
Well, kudos to him, man, because
What's going on under your shirt right now?
Oh, this just a little hair on the chest, James.
What, have you been eating your crust on your toast in the morning?
Just, excuse me?
Yeah, you never heard that old mother's tale? You eat the crust on your toast, it grows hair on your chest? Maybe it's just my mom that said that.
I thought that was about masturbation.
Yeah, my mom never told me nothing about
Anyways,
that.
these palms are nice and Vaselined up, no hair in sight. James, I don't think growing hair is part of the vaccine side effects, okay, James? Don't be putting out misinformation on your platform, okay? You're worse than Clint Eastwood.
Well, look, I'm not here to disparage you, Mr. Eastwood, or anyone.
Okay, sorry, James. If I'm feeling a little hot right now. I'm feeling a little excitable, but I'm sure that'll clear up. I'm sure that's just totally normal.
Look,
so
this is what I want to suggest. I want you to wow, yeah, that's what the show needed, was hacking. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go take an Advil, a Motrin, something like that. Have some water. We're gonna check back in later on. You're gonna be okay though, Andy.
All right, James. Hey, thanks, my captain. Gonna have some water here.
Yeah, all right. Yuck. All right, well, that's Andy Assaf. We're going to check in with him later on, and may God free him of whatever burden he is under right now. Let's welcome our next guest. Every time this person is here, I say, you got to show up with leather pants. But then I also say, I'm going to buy the leather pants, and then I don't do it. So fingers crossed that this person took the initiative and bought herself a pair of authentic leather pants. Let's welcome the one and only Alex Brown of the show. Alex, what up?
Hello.
How's it
James,
going?
do you know what leather pants cost?
I'm going to be honest. No.
Look, I can't afford them. So, yeah.
Okay, so we have to talk about, as we have very briefly in the past, the origin of why I would like you to wear leather pants. We talked about kind of a personality makeover.
Yeah.
Included you wearing some leather pants, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, and this got me thinking, right?
Right.
Before we get that out of the way, you're not wearing leather pants right now.
No, I'm wearing some linen shorts.
Okay,
Yeah.
look, 'tis the season to wear shorts, right?
That's it, yeah.
Now, this got me thinking, right? We don't plan anything that goes on this show. I used to. Anytime a guest comes on, I say, anything you want to do? They say, nah. And then we figure it out, right?
Yeah.
It got me thinking about clothing that maybe some of us used to wear in the past. Now, would you consider yourself a bit of a fashion plate, Ms. Brown?
You know, in my day,
yeah,
I've been known to put together an outfit.
Yeah. Now, I would like to maybe talk about some fashion choices, regrettable or otherwise. But I would like to maybe make some soft assumptions about things that potentially you may have worn at some point in your life.
I'm ready to have you do that. Yeah.
Now I'm going to throw this one out there. Child Alex, maybe adult Alex. Overalls.
Both. Yeah.
Both. Right.
Yeah.
Now, overalls came back in the past couple of years.
They did. Yeah.
Now, do you think that you would have worn overalls, let's say anywhere from 2011 to 2015, or would you have been like, ugh?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think because, you know, like jumpsuits were a thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I feel like overalls are sort of in that family.
Right.
You know,
90s fashion is back.
Exactly.
To my dismay, it's back. But we're going to continue. A pair of Chuck Taylors.
I have several of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask, was it inspired by the punk pop movement of the early 2000s? Did you turn on Much Music and you heard because you don't know it? And you were like, I got to get me a pair of CTs.
Definitely. I was like, look at those guys.
Yeah.
They're in a pool, you know?
Yeah.
I like swimming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Now, on the subject of shoes.
Yeah.
How about a pair of classic white Adidas with the black stripes?
I never owned a pair, but I think I really wanted a pair.
So you're telling me you never turned on Much Music and you never heard, it's just one of those days.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, I need this.
All right. So we're, if I'm understanding correctly, the Adidas didn't speak to you.
Well, I think, you know, that's a good, because I think when I would have been into the Adidas, I was like too young to like really have choice of like, oh, what I'm going to buy for myself. Right. Whereas like when the Chuck Taylors happened, I was like a teenager, so I could be like, this is what I want.
So what you're saying is at the time you were not a girl, not yet a woman. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Now I want to make a bold one here.
Okay.
You know those old man hats?
No, I didn't. I never.
But never the old man hat turned backwards.
Ooh.
like Canadian legend Ross Rabigliati.
Yeah, I don't know that reference. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess someone missed the 1998 Nagano winter.
Oh God, I did. I'm sorry. I was busy rewatching Titanic.
Never the old man hat turned backwards.
Not on me personally. No.
All right. So I want to keep going with bold ones.
Great. Okay, please.
Now we're talking T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's say navy blue.
Got it. Okay.
That's big text on the front, yellow letters, FBI, female body inspector.
So I didn't have this, but I had like guy friends in high school.
Yeah.
And I think they got them from that San Francisco store.
Mm.
You know?
Do you remember any of these guys' names?
One guy's name was Dave.
Dave, yeah. Two V's or one?
Two V's.
It happens, right? You guys are from Nova Scotia.
We just add extra letters.
Yeah.
I think another was Isaac.
Isaac, classic Canadian youth name.
Yeah.
We got any last names for these young men?
Carol, I think, was one of them.
Yeah, Isaac Carroll. He's the type of guy, like, I wonder what happened to Isaac from high school. You search online, it's like, oh, he's in jail. He murdered someone.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And also, like, based on where we were from, you know.
So you had a few friends that had the FBI female body inspector shirt.
Yeah.
Right. Now, can I ask you, what would you think now if you passed by someone on the street wearing the FBI shirt?
I mean, that'd be a bold choice.
Yeah,
you
it would
know?
be bold. Yeah.
And yet I would also feel like it's not a choice at all. Like they just
Yeah.
put on anything, you know?
Yeah.
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 Now, do you think people could pull that off ironically?
Not anymore, no. I feel like that moment just kind of passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be over for the FBI t-shirts.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we maybe need to put that one to bed, you know?
Yeah, I think it might be sadly, sad to say, the male body inspector shirt. Right?
Yeah, I feel like it's, you know, it's yeah, it can live in our minds, you know,
Yeah.
in our memories.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, look, I would be remiss if I didn't jump on the train that we were doing earlier on with Thomas, right? Do you do any impersonations?
Just of you. Yeah.
Okay, so you do a James impersonation, but no one has ever said, "Oh, Alex, you do a great this person or you do a great that person." You're telling me you don't do an Allison Janney?
Can't do Allison Janney. No, I've never even attempted like impersonation.
I think you could do an Allison Janney if you tried. Star of sitcom Moms.
Mom, yeah. Is it Mom or Moms?
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This show sucks, man. So
I've never seen it.
Well, Allison Janney very like serious, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's a tough lady.
I feel like I picture her like because she was on the West Wing, right?
Yeah.
And that show is all just like walking down hallways and talking.
Yeah.
And I feel like she she had a very commanding presence.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you don't do Allison Janney. Now
I don't do Allison Janney, sadly.
Right, okay. Well, let's keep going here. Has anyone ever compared you to a celebrity? Like, oh, you look a lot like whoever.
I used to get Molly Ringwald.
Of course, one. But not much of a discernible impersonation there's nothing that like Thomas was doing Clint Eastwood and like everyone.
Which he did wonderfully.
Everyone's got an Eastwood, like they've got everyone does Eastwood, they do Seinfeld, they do OJ, everyone's got all of those impersonations, right? Is
that true?
There's no Ringwald, right?
Absolutely. What are you gonna do?
No Ringwald, right?
No.
So and you've never had anyone say you do anything else.
No, I don't do impressions.
Now you mentioned that you can do me. But
I can do like one thing that you say.
Coming in from the chat right now. Is I got some information that you apparently do someone else that's affiliated to the improv world. And it's someone that you know pretty well.
Who is it?
It's your roommate, Vance Gillis.
I don't do an impression of Vance.
According to the chat, I've got Alex does a great Vance Gillis, right?
Wow.
Right.
That person. I don't know.
Now, Alex, I can see you're getting a little red. You're getting a little red.
I wasn't anticipating this. I didn't prepare.
So, look, Vance Gillis is as much of a celebrity as I am, which is not, even though we were in the same award-winning film, 20th Century, now available on your streaming service.
I saw it. It was great.
Exactly, right? So in some ways we're Z level celebrities.
Right.
Now, if I were to ask you, Alex, if I could, how comfortable would you feel doing an impersonation of your roommate, Vance Gillis?
My roommate. I would not feel comfortable doing that. But look, gotta get out of your comfort zone, right?
Right. And if I taught anyone anything in an improv class, it's like we have to get a load of this now. We have to are you ready for this one, Alex?
Oh God, I don't know.
It's all about, now here, listen to this one, right?
Okay.
It's about being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Oh, James, that's a horrible sentiment.
Hold on. I never said it's in anything but the improv world, because we're often coming out of our I don't want to talk about improv. Okay.
No. We're not doing improv.
But here's the thing, but we're not going to make you do the impersonation. I'm going to take the fall for my boy.
Okay.
Vance Gillis, your roommate.
Yes, my roommate.
Because he's not here to defend himself, right?
Exactly.
He could counter an impersonation of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We don't have him here right now.
All right.
because he's, you know, in his room.
Let's cut the crap, right?
All right.
Now I know that you do Seinfeld. I know that you do an OJ.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So now it's time. You're going to do an impersonation of me.
Okay.
Now, you said that you have an impersonation of me. Would you like to describe this impersonation of me?
My impersonation of you is like improv teacher James.
All right. Now, how would you define that? Before we get into it, how would you define improv teacher James, and how does he differ from real life James?
I think he's like, you know, he's like the direct guy. Like, you know, he's gonna be like, okay, folks, and that's my impression essentially.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah, that was all I got.
Can you do it one more time?
Okay, folks, we're gonna pause there.
Okay, so we've added a little bit.
Added a little bit, yeah.
All right, so
we're teasing it out.
We've got. So if I were to try to drop into me being me through your eyes, it would be
exactly.
Okay, folks, we're gonna stop there.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Now
you do a great impression of you.
Yeah, but Alex, is not about me, right?
You're right.
I'm trying to shine the light on you. I want to expose you for the star that you are by sacrificing myself as comedic fodder. I want you to continue on with this impersonation.
Okay.
You want some help? How about this?
All right.
I want you to imagine you're James. You're sitting there.
Yeah.
Close
my eyes here.
This is an intro improv course, so it's not too hard, right? Things aren't too harsh. A scene has just unfolded.
Mm-hmm.
The quality doesn't matter, but they've broken some core rules. There's not a lot of agreement, and there's some blocking.
Right.
How would James handle this through your eyes? And feel free, you can lead in with the impersonation that you've got locked in.
Okay. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, folks, let's pause that there. All right, everybody circle up.
We're circling up after a scene?
Yeah, look.
Yeah, I want you you're going to come up with a reason why we're going back to a warm-up out of scene work. Yeah.
Look, because you're like, oh, I really need to go, you know. All right, folks, that was awful. We got to go right back to the beginning.
So I'm telling intro students that this was so bad that we're going back to warm-ups.
Back to warm-ups and just like back to like, we don't even know each other, you know.
All right.
We got to fully start over.
All right. So this would never happen in I could say a million, but we're going to say infinity. I would never pull everyone back into a warm-up. I barely want to warm up at the beginning of a class, right?
That is true. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this time around, I want you to hold on to this idea of improv James.
Okay.
But I want you to do me ordering a coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, look, let's see what happens here, right? Hold
All
on.
right, here we go.
I'm ordering a coffee. Let's take Alex. You take it away. You are.
Here we go. Okay, folks. Can I get everybody to come over to the cash? Can I get a large double and take care? All right.
Now, there's people that watch a show. They're like, I do improv. I really liked how Alex found the game. There was some pattern there, right?
Yeah, there you go.
This is why we're a great team. I was hoping, and frankly, internally praying, you would understand what I was looking for in that.
Yes.
Right?
And did I nail it or did I nail it?
You nailed it 10 on 10, right? You nailed it 10.
Great.
I loved it. Now, I want to give you one last one.
All right, here we go.
This is me dealing with an angry mob.
Like a full.
We're playing the game right now. It's as if I'm a Frankenstein, and then people are they're going through the town with torches and things like that. This is an angry mob. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Folks. If you can just bring it in.
Well, I'm welcoming the mob.
Yeah. You're like, just bring it on. We're gonna try that again. But this time
I'm noting how bad they are as a mob. I don't, folks, I see what you're doing. I'm not sure. I think in order for me to believe, I need you to believe.
Exactly. Yeah, and I would have said like maybe something like, "Get him."
Yeah. This mob is so mad they haven't even resorted to the classic. Get him. Now this one, we wrapped up the game with some nice mapping, right? And look,
so nice.
You think I'm happy with all this improv talk? Some people like to keep their romantic life and their work life separate. I like to keep my stream life and improv life separate.
Right. Yeah. Same. Well, I don't have a stream life, but
look, you do now because we're starting a spinoff with you every Tuesday and Thursday, right?
Oh, perfect.
So we're going downtown with Alex Brown, right?
We're gonna just do impressions because I got a ton.
Now, before we let you go, can I see you do the Barnwell Boogie?
What was it again? It was.
Yeah, that's the Barnwell Boogie, right? Yeah, that's the Barn. And remember, there's an overbite. Yeah, there's an.
All right.
Yeah. And we're going to write the rap soon, too, the Barnwell Boogie.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Now, Alex, anything else before we let you go? You excited for your little needle?
Yeah, I want to plug my vaccine appointment
before we let you go, let people know where they can find you in a couple days, yeah.
Yeah, my appointment's tomorrow at 5:00 at in Outremont. If anybody wants to come by.
You're going to be there getting a vaccine.
Yeah. If anybody wants to come by.
Anyone wants to come by, and I'll let everyone know right now. And I told Alex they don't give you a cookie. They don't give you any juice. They don't give you, there's no fun music playing. They don't even give you a little.
They don't have DJs?
You're in and out. They use you up. They chew you up. They spit you out.
All that for the 5G.
All that for the 5G. Alex, look, thanks so much for being here. And we'll get those, people are like, we'll get to Hollywood one day for us.
Someday.
We'll get those leather pants one day.
All right.
Alex, take it easy.
Bye.
That's Alex Brown. We just went downtown. Now I see people, our numbers have been steadily rising all night long. You've missed so much. Barnwell was here. He was doing impersonations. Alex is here. People have been impersonating me all life. I'll tell you why, because that's the type of host I am. There's these Johnny-come-latelys. They come on. They stammer through their intros. They don't know what they're doing. They're either coming, they're going. I don't plan one thing in these intros. I talk and I talk and I talk. And then I let the people that come on here, they rip me to shreds. They tease me. They unzip their pants. They expose their genitals. They pee all over me. And I'm sitting there with my mouth wide open because I do whatever I can to make you, the viewer, happy. Before we say goodnight, let's check in with our technician tonight. Happy.
James! James, I called Dr. Jack Nasty, and he said this is totally normal.
Andy, looks like you're growing hair there.
It's totally normal, James. This is totally normal side effects of the vaccine that he gave me. I am feeling a little bit more, how do I say this, horned up, James.
Yeah. This looks like this is like a sketch character that someone from Toronto. I'm horny.
If I was doing a sketch show right now, James, I do this. And all right, guys, how about we get in here? James. Oh no. I'm James. I'm feeling weird.
All jokes, I'm starting to get concerned here. So you have been sprouting hair since the last time we saw you. What's going on here, buddy?
Oh, James, I'm changing.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see what happens here.
Oh my God, James, I have turned into a monster, James.
Yeah, you've turned into the curliest monster of all time.
Oh my goodness, James, I feel.
What's his hair on?
I feel rabid, James. I feel like singing. What's that, James?
Lord.
Jack Nasty was working late one night when he beheld a sexy sight. He saw a man whose name was Andy, and he said to himself, let's make him Randy. So he took aside a COVID shot and modified it to put it in my cock. And suddenly I had an itch to scratch, and I looked down, I had a werewolf's ass. No more thrive could ever stop the throbbing member that suddenly flopped. And now I'm a monster made by Jack Nasty, and the vaccine is gonna make me blasty. A sexy vax. It was a sexy vax that made me blast. It ended my fast. A sexy vax. Give me a werewolf ass. A sexy vax. A boner that would last. Happy Ramadan, everyone. We had fun tonight. I think we've seen enough.
Yeah, well, Andy, look, take care of yourself, okay?
All right, James, I'll see you next week for my birthday special. Looking forward to that.
Wow, I like that he went through that horrible transformation, but still mustered up the intestinal fortitude to plug his own birthday episode next week. Look, it's May. It's May 12th. So we're almost halfway through the year. I think we're at episode 241, 242 right now. I'm putting this out there. That moment that we just saw, top moment of 2021 on this show so far. Now, it could have been Barnwell. It could have been Alex, Andy, Assaf. Look, if you got the vaccine, I was not aware that turning into a slime ball was one of the side effects, but apparently it happened. Be careful out there, folks. Look, that's our show. I want to thank Thomas for being here. I want to thank Alex for being here. Andy, Assaf, who worked the board through that horrendous, just demonic change. Despite that, gave us one of the most, not even just this year, one of the most entertaining moments in show history. I'm speechless. I'm talking about host stammering and stuttering. This guy, I've had my ass blasted twice tonight. I saw Sid in the chat. He called himself the ass blaster. Sid, you're going to have to fight the newly vaccinated Andy Assaf for the resident ass blaster on this show. This is the type of show I run. I'm talking about getting urinated on, ass blasted. We're talking OJ. The next time, you don't even know what's going to happen. We're full of surprise. This is like a gift or a party you weren't expecting to get on your birthday. And I would be remiss if I did not mention one final time next week, Andy Assaf's birthday bash. This thing is going to be banging, and I cannot stress the word banging enough, because when you hear bang, you hear Andy. Thanks so much for being here. We are going to be back this coming Friday. Dimitri Kirez, Connor Rose, and so much more. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and we hope that you'll tune in, not just this Friday, but every single Friday, as well as Wednesday and Monday. And until then, I'm James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.